All right, everybody, welcome to today's edition of Your Daily Scrum. I'm professional Scrum trainer Ryan Ripley. This guy over here is professional Scrum trainer Todd Miller. Todd, how you doing today?
Good. I still have a bad Twitter handle, Ryan.
You have a terrible Twitter handle, Todd. We're going to work on that later on. We're going to get us a social media consultant who's going to tell us the right Twitter handle for Todd.
Actually, comment. Let's hear a good
what
Twitter
should Todd's Twitter handle be? Because his current one is terrible.
Yeah. You know what? And how about this? Since we make this promise sometimes, if I get a good recommendation for a Twitter handle that's available, I'll ship you a book if I take your recommendation.
You know, we had another listener. I made a challenge in the comments. And it turns out a listener, a viewer named Christopher, got the Ronin quote that I left on a video. And this is his package that's going out today. It's his signed book. So we do ship when we promise.
Yeah. So if you can get me a new Twitter handle, you get a book.
There you go.
Challenge issued.
And I hope it's accepted. So let's leave the comments down in the comment section here on YouTube. Let Todd know what his new Twitter handle should be. But for today, we did get another viewer question. Mm-hmm. And so we love these questions, everybody. Thanks for shipping them in. Keep them coming. This one's kind of interesting, right? It's, am I too old/young to become a Scrum Master? Someone was asking about age and starting down the Scrum Master path. And what a fascinating question here, Todd.
Yeah, I think this question was prompted on our video, does a Scrum Master need technical skills? And Mike came back and said, kind of prompted him with a question to see if there's an age limit to starting a Scrum Master down the Scrum Master path, and mentioned kind of the tension between experience that could be brought into the role and the preference for younger folks in the software development world. So should be a good one to talk through.
Yeah, this age kind of thing. You know what? I don't think there's any limits here. I mean, I don't know if my 4-year-old daughter should be a Scrum Master for a team, right? I mean, so that's kind of the silly answer, but even so, maybe she could help some adults learn how to play nicely together. She has those skills. She's good at sharing. But in all seriousness, I don't think there's any limits here. Let's start at the older end, right? And so I've actually seen some really awesome Scrum Masters emerge from people, mid to late career who just wanted to help people. I've seen friends who are in their 50s and 60s who decided, man, I'm really sick of this corporate leadership thing. I'm really sick of these executive positions. I really miss working with teams. Mm-hmm. They really buckled down. They took some courses. They went through our PSM, our advanced Scrum Master classes, and we've seen them just flourish. Yeah. And so, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they bring the plethora of experiences that they've had from multiple positions, oftentimes working with multiple companies over the years, and can really apply those to the Scrum Master role, right? And I think there's an argument to be made that people will say, well, they're going to anchor. They're going to anchor based off of those experiences. Oh, Ginger's visiting.
Hashtag hi, Ginger.
Yeah, hi, Ginger. So I think that, but I mean, arguments could be made on the other side as well. So I don't think you can. The answer is you can't be too old to be a Scrum Master, right?
Yeah, I think the on the experience end, that's valuable. They've seen a lot. I think that's awesome. On the opposite end, we've had a lot of younger people come through our professional Scrum Master courses. And what's interesting, Todd and I have actually, after these classes, we've sat back and we've even said, this generation that's coming through. Now, this is where Todd and I sound old. But we've said, this generation coming up now, they're amazing, right? They don't have the baggage of waterfall. They want to work together. They want to collaborate. They do not tolerate work environments that are not friendly to collaboration and working together. They're really pushing the right kind of workplaces. They're pushing those supportive, collaborative spaces. And so these Scrum Masters coming up today, we love them too. Like they're just, they may not have the experience, but the skills they're bringing forward and the mindset they're bringing forward, that's some stuff you just can't teach. And it's been fascinating to watch that too.
Yeah. It's like they're naturally inclined to work this way. Where I can say, and this isn't a change for them, where I think we've been through where it is a change for some people. This is a natural way for working for them. And the argument on the other side, and I remember this when I was a young, late 20, early 30s product owner. You get that, well, what do you know, kid, type of thing. But I think that maybe on the opposite end of that, they're not anchored by their experiences, right? So I actually think I like either or. And in fact, I think organizations are going to be stronger having a blend of both, right? Don't you think?
I do, and I think this comes back to discussions that we had while writing the book, Todd, where I don't think age is a factor here. I think there are Scrum Masters across the age spectrum who are amazing. I think what it comes down to are there were three things we identified that we talk about a lot in our classes. Love your team. And what we mean there, it's not like an emotional romance. It's I truly care about these people, right? The second thing that we talk about is you have to want your team to be wildly successful, right? You are there to serve them. You are there to promote them. You are there to elevate them. And finally, as a Scrum Master, you have zero tolerance for organizational impediments. If you can embody those three things, I don't care what age you are. It doesn't matter. If you can do those three things, you learn about the framework, you read some books, you take some classes, you spend some years honing your skills, you're going to be awesome. Yeah. Right? Yeah. What do you think there, Mr. Miller?
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I think that I think really what it comes down to is the openness and willingness to continue to learn and apply those learnings to an environment. And sometimes you're going to succeed with them, and sometimes you're going to fail. And I don't think that age has any bearing on that mindset whatsoever.
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. I'm not sure. Who did that come in from? Do we know?
It came in from Mike Williams. Thanks, Mike.
Mike, shout out to Mike. Thank you very much. That's an awesome question. Yep. We hope we answered it at least well enough to where you're happy. But if not, leave us a comment. Yeah. We'd love to know your thoughts on the question and on the answer, Mike. And for the rest of you, what do you think? Is age a factor? Does it matter? Have Todd and I totally missed the boat, or are we on the right track? Or perhaps you have a question. Drop it in the comments. As you've probably noticed from the last 3 episodes, we are answering your questions. And so leave yours in the comments, and you're probably going to see it show up on a future video. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, also, don't forget about my Twitter handle, Ryan. Someone gets a book for a good Twitter handle for Todd.
Twitter handle challenge for Todd. If you come up with a great handle, he'll switch, maybe. And we'll also ship you a book. But as for this episode, I think we're going to wrap this one up. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. We see so many of you smashing that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell. We are seeing so many every day. Thank you so much. Please keep it up. The more of you that subscribe and like, the more videos we can do. Check us out on all the socials that you can see there. It's at Agile for Humans on most major platforms. We provided some additional videos here on the end screen that you can check out as well. You know what? I think we're going to leave it at that. Be sure to leave Todd a new Twitter handle in the comments, and we'll give an update on where that lands in the next few days. And for Ryan, I'm Ryan Ripley. Partner in crime here is Todd Miller.
Todd Miller. And I just was trying to copy what you were saying.
We will see all of you tomorrow.
Cheers.